Hello and welcome. Rahul, you're watching my YouTube channel for talks, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. See, whenever I come in front of you, I try to instill positivity. I try to give you such information which you can use in augmenting your capability, in honing your skills, and that is what will pave the way for success. Because in this mad scramble, we have conditioned this world into monetary values, into financial abundance. If you have that, you'll be given all the accolades and appreciation. If you don't have, you won't be treated as you should be. And that is why, if you really want to be relevant in this competitive market, you have to hone your skills, you have to acquire certain information based on which you can make your intent better, your intellectual ability can be used as an application for solving problems and for accumulating more and more knowledge, and for that you'll be given certain money. Capitalizing on your skills is your prime objective, and that is why I tell you, don't waste your time in scrolling up and down futile reels. Rather, you try to listen to those people who can augment your capacity, and that is why I try to do. What I say, because we are living here in a reality where we don't understand exactly what could be the scope of our life. Whatever you learn in this life, you have three bodies. One is your physical body, one is your mind, and another I call, through metaphysical reality, another one is soul. And when you'll have this realization, though it is not scientifically true validated, because scientists are searching for objective truth, which is validated in lab, and they are also true in their own search for whatever they are doing. And we have to go through that standard because it has been validated in lab, and we have to accept that, and that is the reality. But it is still searching that, and once we will dive into quantum phenomenon, and once we have our insights will be better to compute much more models and much more problems we will be able to solve, then our insight will be deepened, how to solve everyday life problems. That doesn't mean a subset of science can define the macro set, of philosophies or thought that all are discarded. No, whatever comes from whatever take uh, conception, it comes from imagination. Thereafter, it is validated in lab, and then the real principle come as per science. That is what they validate. But that doesn't mean that you should not think. You should think as much as you can think. You should have a broad sense. For that you have wisdom. For that you have thoughtful ability. If you can contemplate what is going on, and if you have thoughtful analytical mind, you can certainly apply that. But it is also important that along with that we should know our limitation also, physical limitation, not the limitation of software, rather the hardware. So you don't get crash when you are accessing the software runs very fast, our imagination runs very fast, but you have to keep a combination of both physical and imaginary software. Both has to be in accordance. It has to be compatible. Whatever happens in classical computer, you know exactly that if the hardware is not compatible, you cannot install advanced software on that. And when I call to different beings a program, you'll be thinking of what kind of analogy he is drawing, but it is the reality. When you understand exactly, quantum computer has been invented, and it runs on qubits, and qubits are nothing else but electrons. Sometimes electrons, which is part of our body, every atom that we are consist of. And if those electrons can compute, can make a analogy with units of certain electrons and qubits, we can deduce exactly and we can compute, and the results will be overwhelming. It can solve bigger problems. That means if the qubits are forming quantum computer, your body and the universe itself is a bigger computer, bigger quantum computer. You can think of that, and that is why you, I, and all the persons are programs in the system. We are conscious programs. That is what I'm telling you. And all things that are related to it, have real analogy. That's why telling someone is program is not bad in this. When you think of vastness of the universe, it is a big quantum, not quantum, but big computer, which has a resemblance to quantum computing. No one can deny that, because it is the truth that no one can defy that, because we are made of electrons, and that electron is there in the quantum computer. And that is what is, we can say that also is a quantum natural computer, I would say, because nature is functioning on that. And because whenever we say that a program, we think of classical computers, that certain programs, certain codes, electronic codes have been made, and it is just being computed through transistors. No, Even it can be installed as a charge or electrons, and that electrons, when computed, it resemble the true computer, the true nature of ours. And when those classical computer can access the quantum computers and information as a peripheral, as a display unit, as a peripheral of that big computer, then why don't you think that you are also a bigger program that has been installed, in the hardware of the universe, and certain softwares are running each and everywhere. That is what is the reality. That is what we have to understand. For each and every person and surrounding of us, environment of us, different program has been installed. And when you want to ascend, you have to change the software of your brain. The programming has to be changed. And then when you will see the paradigm, you will understand exactly at how you can make quantum leap jump in the system around. And you should have a broader view of this computer. When you will have that, you can make miracles, because the universe is a computer. That is what you have to understand, a giant computer machine, which is functioning, and it has certain principles, and it has very vastness. We know that, many people are saying that we are under a black hole, maybe expanding, but no one can say, because we are not able to observe the boundary of the universe. We only explain that up to the visible universe, 13.5 billion or 14 billion, whatever we say the age of universe, it is where we can observe. Beyond that, we have not ability even to observe in deeper space than that of that. Maybe there could be a void, something. And many string theories say that multiple universe exist. Maybe something is popping up within, and maybe merging with our universe, and the whole balloon is getting bigger, because we know that the universe is expanding. 95% of the universe is made of dark matter and dark energy that we don't know still what it is, what it is. And only 5% of that are visible matter, humans and atoms and all these visible stars and galaxies. Only 5% of the universe. 27% are dark matter. Because of its gravitational energies, gravitational energy is being exerted, which is binding the galaxies all together. But 68% is dark energy, the force which is expanding the universe. So universe is expanding, but in between, whatever is binding the galaxies, that is called gravitational pull between the matters. It also accounts 27% by dark matter. That is why there is a difference between dark energy and dark matter. Dark energy is a force, mysterious force, that is exerting pressure on the universe as a bubble, it is expanding. Whereas dark matter is matter, but we cannot say what it is. It is unknown, but the scientists have given them name dark matter because it is responsible for gravitational pull. That is why it has been given a name of matter. And nowadays scientists are observing. They are observing that some of the theories that have been given by the legends, in earlier time, that maybe if dark matter will collapse intensely with the highest speed, they may burst into gamma rays and something which can be perceptible to us. Something I have listened somewhere. So that is what is going on. So you can understand exactly and how the universe is made. If we are the 5% of that, and 8 billion people on this planet are working as a small computer, small programs, who have ability to access information, to give meaningful results and take input and give output and to process the information. So we are like little nodes in this vastness of computer, but we don't know exactly how we would be connected to vastness of the universe, back and forth, if we will be responsible. And a scientist philosophically, he said that we are the vessel through which universe observes and corrects itself. You can understand how deeply he has thought, thought of the universe and how he has given this statement. Carl Sagan, people say that. Carl Sagan. So such kind of vastness we are living in. And we know exactly that if we will have deep understanding of the universe, we can navigate the path easily, because imagination, virtues, and your own principle along with your intuition can guide you to acquire all this information. Because once you'll have information, once you'll have virtues to discern everything perfect way. You don't take the darkness side, because manipulative forces are also working in between. And if you'll give up there, I think that will be a setback for all the people who are believing in that universe is driven by light, light in terms of virtues. Virtues means you have good principles, good thoughts, but most of the programs, are being manipulated or being compromised, what we are listening to, what we are seeing at. And most of them are trying to demotivate you through different means. They don't want to give you a hope or the real clarity, because their power is that they only are visible to masses because they have gotten the fame, but they don't have that power to ignite the fire within you. Whenever you will need light, to illuminate your own path, their knowledge won't come for you. Only the right person's knowledge will vibrate in your mind, and it will protect you. It will show you light. That kind of stardom, that kind of power resides in virtues, resides in good people and good principles. That is what you have to believe in. So if you can sacrifice yourself for better things, I'm not asking you to leave everything, to fight everything and give up. No. Sacrificing means think that you are good with your virtues. You're going through your path. Sometimes you may have to deform because all the different forces will try to exert pressure on you. Just move, and again you inflate and try to be in safe and go ahead. Find path. Find patience to have resilience. Once you dive that way path, you can move ahead with right intention. You can survive. Other people are surviving because universe, a life beyond life is possible. Because once you grow your programs, your experience, you know, in your system, the experience are also codes. Once you go through that deeply, you'll see that certain access will come to you. Maybe the memories that has been stored somewhere else in the universe are accessible to you. It could happen. Nobody will tell you. But in other life forms, because the age of universe is very old, not yours. You are only 60 years old or 70 years or 100 years life. Your life is there. But the life of the universe is much more. And not only in time, beyond time. There are certain things like black hole surface and black hole where the time goes zero. At the speed of light, your light cannot escape. That kind of thing may happen. So universe is very big. So every timeline may be stored somewhere in the universe which could be accessible to you. So it is very deep. When you go with your perception, with your intuition, with your experience, you'll have knowledge. Don't give up. Thank you for listening to me.